Hello.
Yes,
So
sir.
SLF4J, we can say it is an interface and
It is an interface, and the logging frameworks are the implementations
the
for that.
implementation. Okay, sir.
Okay. So if you use logging framework, like when you are importing the logger class, if you directly use log4j, tomorrow when you want to change from one framework to another framework, then all your classes will be modified. You have to change all your classes. Your application will become tightly coupled with the logging framework. I don't want to do that. My application should be loosely coupled with the logging framework. So if you want to keep your application loosely coupled with the logging framework, then use SLF4J. SLF4J stands for Simple Logging Facade for Java. What is SLF4J, guys? SLF4J stands for Simple Logging Facade for Java. Simple logging facade for the Java. So what is the benefit with that? So it will simple facade for logging framework in the Java. Simple logging facade for Java. It serves as a simple facade for abstraction for various logging frameworks available in the market. So what they are saying here, simple logging facade for Java. So SLF4J serves SLF4J serves as a simple facade or abstraction for various logging frameworks and allowing the end user to plug in the desired logging framework at the deployment time. So whatever the logging framework you want to use for your project, you can configure at the time of deployment. So when you are running your application, then you can configure any framework that you want for your application. So if your application directly talking to the logging framework, then it is tightly coupled. Okay. So if you use logging framework directly, then our classes will become tightly coupled. So how to make our application loosely coupled from the logging framework? To make our application loosely coupled from the logging framework, use SLF4J. When you use SLF4J, it is an interface and it can work with any implementation. So implementation you can configure as a dependency. You can configure logging with log4j, or you can configure with logback, you can configure with logstash. That SLF4J can work with all the logging frameworks that are available in the market. So that's why in the real time, when we are implementing the logging in the project, we are going to use SLF4J packages. So what is the benefit if you are using SLF4J packages? Implementation can be anything. Your application can be loosely coupled. So you can change the logging implementation at any point of time. Just you need to change the dependency. Are you guys able to understand what is the difference between SLF4J and log4j? Guys, you got the clarity? What is the difference between SLF4J and log4j?
Yes, sir.
Yes. SLF4J and log4j. So SLF4J stands for Simple Logging Facade for Java.
Simple logging phase.
That provides the abstraction for several logging frameworks. When you are going to deploy the application, you can configure any implementation for the SLF4J. If you are using direct framework in the project, then it is tightly coupled. If you want to change from one framework to another framework in the future, you need to modify all the classes. To overcome that problem, we are going to configure SLF4J. Then our application will be loosely coupled. So you can change the framework at any point of time by changing the dependency of your form.xml. That's it. So with this, we understood what is the difference between SLF4J versus log4j. SLF4J versus log4j.
Log4j.
Then log monitoring also we have seen by using Putty, WinSCP, ELK, Splunk softwares, we can monitor logs of our application. All right, good. So with this, we completed our discussion related to logging in our Springboard. So guys, now can you tell me what are the tools that we have completed and what is the purpose of each tool?
Jira.
First we completed Jira. So we discussed about Jira. Jira is used for project management as well as it is used for bug reporting also. Jira is used for project management as well as bug reporting. So every software engineer will have the access for Jira in the company. So in the company, the task will be assigned to you in the Jira only. In some projects, managers will assign the task for you. In some projects, you need to assign the task to yourself. Jira, which is a project management plus bug reporting software. Then next one, we discussed about Maven. What is the purpose of Maven? It is used to automate build process. So what is the meaning of automating the build process? What is the meaning of automating the build process?
Is download the required jars and packaging
It is going to download the required libraries of our application. It is going to download the required libraries of our application, and it is going to compile the source code of the project. It will execute the unit test cases of the project, and it will package our project as a jar file or war file. Instead of we are doing this process manually, we can automate that build process by using a tool called Maven. Okay, then we discussed about GitHub. We discussed about GitHub. So what is the purpose of this GitHub, guys?
Version control software.
version control software.
GitHub is called as version
Control software.
So what is the meaning of this version control software?
All developers code integrated at one place.
All the developers code will be integrated
and be managed.
So code integration and code monitoring we are going to perform by using this GitHub. GitHub is used for version control software. It is used for source code integration, and it is also used to monitor the code changes. Who modified, when modified, why modified, what modified can be tracked easily by using this GitHub. This is a version control software that is available in the market. Along with the GitHub, we have seen one more tool called Bitbucket. Along with the GitHub, we have seen one more tool called Bitbucket. That is also version control software. If you know how to work with GitHub, that means you can easily work with the Bitbucket also. If you know how to work with GitHub, then
easily you can work with the Bitbucket. That is a version control software. All right. Then next, we discussed about logging, log4j. Okay, logging. Right, logging. So what is the purpose of this logging? To understand
application
runtime behavior. To understand runtime behavior of our application. So when customers are accessing our application, so there is a chance of getting multiple issues. When users are accessing our application, there is a chance of getting multiple issues. Okay, so to overcome, to understand those issues, to identify what problems are there in the application, what is the root cause of the problem, we are going to use this logging. To understand runtime behavior, of our application, we are going to use this logging concept. Okay, then to work with logging, log4j is available, SLF4j is available. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between that log4j and SLF4j, guys? Difference between
SLF4j is an abstraction and the log4j is an implementation.
Log4j is basically the implementation. SLF4j is the simple package, that is a interface that can work with SLF4j is an interface that can work with any other framework which is available in the market. It is available, can work with any framework that is available in the market. Are you clear with my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are you clear with my point? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Next one, log monitoring. Okay, here ELK I need to explain, guys, that we will discuss log monitoring. So analyzing the log files, analyze log messages. So application is generating the log messages.
the log messages are stored into a log file. Application generating the log messages will be stored into log file. Okay, so when the messages are stored into the log file, we need to understand what is the problem and where is the problem. So for that what we need to do, for that we are going to use the log monitoring tools like Putty, WinSCP, Splunk, ELK. Like that, there are several softwares available. By using those softwares, we are going to monitor the logs of our application. So I have shown you one basic example how to monitor the logs by using Putty. And by using Putty, we are going to execute Linux commands like head command, tail command, grep command. Like that, there are several Linux commands available. Using them, we can monitor the logs of our application. Log monitoring tools available. They are used to analyze the log messages of the application. In the real time, some people will go with ELK, some people will go with the Splunk in order to monitor logs. In the coming classes, we are going to learn ELK software, which is used to monitor the logs of our application. ELK is the combination of Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. With the combination of these three products, we can get one user interface. Using that user interface, we can easily monitor logs of the application by using some filter. Date wise, I want to check. Time based, I want to check the logs. Okay, so last 15 minutes logs, last 1 hour logs, yesterday logs, today logs. Like that, you can check the conditions, you can keep the filters, and you can get the logs of your application by using those monitoring tools. Clear for everybody?
Yes.
Yes, very good. The next one, another important tool that developers should know, which is JMeter, guys. Okay, another important tool that developers should know, which is JMeter. Okay, so what is this JMeter and
Performance
JMeter?
Performance of the application.
Yes, it is used to test performance of the application. JMeter is used to test performance of the application. And project people, so this after this JMeter tool is completed, then we are going to start with our mini projects development. This is very small tool. Okay, by tomorrow we are going to complete this JMeter. Once JMeter is completed, then we are going to start with the mini projects development. So as I told you, 2 mini projects we are going to develop, right? So before going to understand the JMeter, first we need to know about software testing. Okay, so before going to understand about the JMeter, first we need to know about software testing. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of software testing? We are the developers, we will do the coding. Okay, so what about software testing, guys?
We have to test the functionality, whatever the expected functionality we are getting or not.
Right, yes. So here software testing is the process of verification and validation. The process of verification and validation is called as testing. The process of verification and validation is called as testing. So customer will give the requirement and we are going to develop that application. So whatever the code we have implemented, is that code working as expected or not? We need to test it. The process of verification and validation is called as testing. And this software testing will happen in multiple stages, guys. Software testing will happen in multiple stages. So first, once the code is completed, once the coding is completed, as a developer, we are responsible to do the testing. The testing done by the developers is called unit testing. Okay, so first unit testing will happen for our application. Then after, system integration testing will happen for the application, which is called as SIT. Okay, SIT will be available. Then user acceptance testing will be available. User acceptance testing will be available. Okay, software testing will happen in multiple stages in the real time. The first one is called unit testing. What is the meaning of that unit testing? Unit testing done by the developers to identify the components are working as expected or not. So every developer is responsible to test their code. Whatever the code you write, you need to check your code is working as expected or not. So for that, you need to perform unit testing. The process of verifying and validating application functionality is called as testing. Okay, that software testing will happen in multiple stages. What are those stages? Unit testing is available, system integration testing is available, user acceptance testing is also available. So what is the meaning of this unit testing? Okay, unit testing is nothing but testing individual components of the application. Testing individual components of the application is called as unit testing. Who is responsible to perform this unit testing? Developers will perform unit testing by using JUnit. Who will perform the unit testing, guys? So every developer is responsible to perform the unit testing. Suppose if you implement one login method, you need to test your login method is working as expected or not. So if you implement a login method, you need to test your login method is working as expected or not. Developers will perform unit testing using JUnit. Then next one, what is SIT? SIT, nothing but system integration testing. So in the company, our testing team will be available. Testing team will perform system integration testing. That means all the functionalities that are expected by the client working as expected or not. Our software testing team will be available. We are working as developers. We will write some methods. Our methods are working as expected or not. We will do the testing by using JUnits. Unit testing we are going to perform by using JUnit. Testing individual components of the application is called as unit testing, and the developers will perform that unit testing by using JUnit. Then what about SIT? Testing team will perform system integration testing. Testing team will perform system integration testing. And when the testers are testing our application, if they identify any bugs, so identified bugs will be reported by using Jira. So testing team is testing our application. They identified some problems in the application. Those problems are called as bugs. So they are expecting some functionality in our application, but it is not working as expected. Then it is called as a bug. So the identified bugs will be reported by using Jira. The identified bugs will be reported by using Jira. Okay, next one. Once our SIT testing is completed, project will go to UAT. Project will go to UAT. UAT stands for user acceptance testing. So once the application testing is completed, first developers will test code is working or not. Once every developer will test only their functionality. I will test my code is working or not. Whatever the code I have implemented, that is working or not, I will test it. Whatever the code you implement, it is working or not, you will test it. Okay. All the developers code will be integrated and will be tested by testing team. Okay. Then SIT will perform by testing team. So in the SIT, if they find any bugs, they will report those bugs by using your tool, which is called Jira. Next one, UAT, user acceptance testing. Client or client side team will test our application before delivery of the project, which is called acceptance. Okay, based on the acceptance, project will go to the production. So here, based on the UAT, client will decide go or no go. Go means deploy the project to the production. No go means don't deploy the project to the production. Okay, so go means it is a green signal from the client to deploy to the production. No-go means client identified some issues in the UAT, hence production deployment got cancelled. So this is the process that people will follow in the real time. Software testing. The process of verifying and validating. The process of verifying and validating application functionalities. Application functionalities is called as software testing. The process of verifying and validating application functionalities is called as testing, and that testing will happen in multiple stages. Unit testing will happen, integration testing will happen, acceptance testing will happen. So who will perform that unit testing? So unit testing is nothing but testing individual components of the application. Unit testing is nothing but testing individual components of the application. Developers will perform unit testing by using JUnit. Okay, so developers are responsible to perform that unit testing by using JUnit. Then what is SIT? Testing team will perform system integration testing. Whether all the functionalities are working as expected or not in the project will be tested by our SIT team. If they find any issue in the functionality, then testing team will perform integration testing, and if they find any issue, then they will identify bugs and they will report the bugs by using bug reporting tool like Jira. Then UAT. UAT stands for user acceptance testing. Okay. UAT stands for user acceptance testing, that will done by client guys. So for which client we are developing this project, for which client we are going to develop this project, okay, that client is going to test our application is working as expected or not. That client will test our application is working as expected or not. So if a client is happy with the project, if there are no issues available in the project, then client will give the green signal, which is go. Go means project will be deployed to the production. Go means it is a green signal from client to deploy in the production. Production means final delivery of the project. No go means client identified some issues in the UAT, hence production deployment got cancelled. Are you guys clear? What is software testing? And what are the stages that we are having in the software testing? Could you please confirm in the chat box? Could you please confirm in the chat box what is software testing and what are the stages that are available in the software testing? What is software testing and what are the stages available in the software testing? Yes. Then what is performance testing, guys? What is performance testing? What is performance testing? In the real time, before delivering the project to the client, we will do the performance testing also. Before delivering a project to the client, we are going to implement performance testing also. What is performance testing? Why we need to go for performance testing? Okay, performance testing, it is used to check the stability of the application. It is used to test stability and responsiveness of the application. What is performance testing? Performance testing is used to identify stability and responsiveness of the application. That means how many users can access our application at a time. How many users can access our application at a time. So when you are going to give the project delivery to the client, you need to tell to the client what is the stability of the application, what is the average response time of the application. It is used to test stability and responsiveness of the application. How many users can access our application at a time? How many users can access our application at a time? For 100 users, what is average response time? So when we are running the application, our system, only one user will access. But in the real time, multiple users are going to access our application at a time. So here we need to test the average response time of the application. For 100 users, what is average response time? For 1000 users, what is average response time of our application? For 1 lakh users, what is the average response time? If 1 lakh people access at a time, for 1 lakh users, what is average response time? Okay, what is the bottleneck of the application? That means what is the failure point? What is bottleneck or failure point of our application? What is the bottleneck and what is the failure point of our application? We are going to understand. Okay, so this is performance testing. Performance testing is used to test stability and responsiveness of the application. How many users can access our application at a time? And for 100 users, what is average response time? For 1000 users, what is average response time? For 1 lakh users, what is average response time? And what is bottleneck of our application? That means what is the failure point of our application? We are going to understand by using performance testing. Okay, to implement performance testing, there are several tools available. Performance testing, unit testing we can do manually also, but performance testing we cannot do manually. If I want to test with 1000 users, will I recruit 1000 employees? No. So we are going to do the performance testing by using virtual users. Okay, to implement performance testing of the project, we are going to use several tools, guys. So there are several tools available, like JMeter is available. JMeter, which is open source software. There is a tool called JMeter, which is open source software. Another one is HP Load Runner is available, which is licensed software. In order to implement performance testing of the application, there are two famous tools available in the market. One is called JMeter. Another one is called HP Load Runner. JMeter is open source tool. Load Runner is licensed software. JMeter is open source. Load Runner is licensed software. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? HP company, yes, that laptop company only developed one software called Load Runner software. That is a licensed software. By using that also you can do the performance testing. So what is performance testing, guys? Performance testing is used to test stability and responsiveness of the application. So to know the behavior of the application, how many users can access our application at a time, and what is the average response time of our application, we can understand by using this performance testing. Performance testing is used to test stability and responsiveness of the application. How many users can access at a time? For 100 users, what is the average response time? For 1000 users, what is the average response time? For 1 lakh users, what is the average response time? And what is the bottleneck of the application? And what is the failure point of the application? We can understand. To implement this performance testing, we will use several tools. What are the tools available? One is JMeter, another one is Load Runner. Okay, good. So what is this JMeter? What is this JMeter? Okay, JMeter is a free and open source software given by Apache organization. Our Tomcat server is available, right? Tomcat server developed by Apache organization. Same, JMeter is also developed by Apache organization. JMeter is a free and open source software given by Apache organization, and this JMeter is used for performance testing. JMeter is a free and open source software given by Apache organization, and JMeter is used for performance testing. What is the meaning of this performance testing? Performance testing means the process of verifying stability and responsiveness of the application. Performance testing means the process of verifying stability and responsiveness of the application. So how many users can access our application at a time, and what is the average response time of the application, we can understand by using this JMeter. Okay, so using this JMeter we can understand how our application is responding for different workloads that we can verify using JMeter. For 1,000 users, how it is responding. For 10,000 users, how it is responding. For 1 million users, how it is responding. We can test by using this JMeter. JMeter is a free and open source software given by Apache organization, and JMeter is used for performance testing. Performance testing means the process of verifying stability and responsiveness of the application. How our application is responding for different workloads, we can verify using JMeter. And using JMeter, we can create virtual users to test our application performance. We can create virtual users, nothing but dummy users you are going, because you can't recruit 1,000 people to test your application. So 1,000 virtual users we are going to create by using JMeter. 1,000 virtual users we can create by using JMeter, and with those 1,000 users we will test our application performance. Okay, and this JMeter is Java desktop application. If you want to use a JMeter, then Java should be available in your system. That means JMeter software is developed using Java language. It is a desktop application. Okay, using JMeter we can test performance of any web application. It is not only for Java project. It is developed using Java, but using this we can do the performance testing for any web application that is available in the market. So what is the JMeter? JMeter is a free and open source software that is given by Apache organization, and this JMeter is used for performance testing. Performance testing means the process of verifying stability and responsiveness. That means how our application is behaving when multiple users access, how it is behaving, that we can test by using this JMeter. Performance testing means the process of verifying stability and responsiveness. Okay, so for different users, how it is responding, we can test it. Okay, so JMeter is used to create virtual users and test our application. JMeter is a Java based desktop application. Using this JMeter we can test performance of any web application. Okay, good. Now performance testing report we need to submit to the clients before giving the delivery of the project. Before giving project delivery to the client, we need to submit performance testing report. So when you are going to deliver a project to the client, then you need to submit the performance testing report to the client. Okay, good. So this is introduction part related to what is software testing, how many stages of software testing will happen in the real time, and what is performance testing, why we need to go for performance testing, and what is the tool that is available to do the performance testing. So in the tomorrow session, we will do the JMeter setup and we will implement performance testing of our application by using JMeter. Okay, so separate performance testing team will be available. As a developer, you will do the performance testing at your local, and in the real time, when a dedicated performance testing will be available for the project, they will do the testing, they will identify the issues, and they will give the report to the project management team. Project management will deliver that report to the client. So before giving the project delivery to the client, we need to give the performance testing report so that the client will understand what is the stability of our application and what is the runtime behavior of our application. Client will understand what is the stability of the application and what is the runtime behavior of the application. So in the tomorrow session, we are going to do the JMeter setup, and we are going to create some test plans in the JMeter, and we are going to execute those test plans. So we will see the test report for 100 users, for 1000 users. We can see that. All right. Is it clear for everyone? Yeah. Anybody having any questions? You can unmute and you can ask.
Are we covering ELK?
Yes, sir. ELK will be covered in the coming classes.
It will be available for Spring Boot team as well, or
Yes,
only
sir.
for?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. One thing. So the tools like the Kafka, Redis, so we will take it later, right? After the.
Yes, sir. After mini projects and in the major project, we are going to use those tools.
Okay. So we'll have sessions.
So in the real-time environment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in the real-time environment, which tools is used for the performance testing, like JMeter or Load Runner?
Sir, it depends on your company budget, sir. Some companies will purchase the license of Load Runner. They will use that. Some companies will not purchase, will go with the JMeter. Project to project, it will be different.
Okay.
Hi, Ashok.
Yeah,
Picked out. So, for log monitoring, I understood that Splunk, we use the Splunk and everything. And but during during advantages of Spring Boot, I heard that actuators also do the same, right?
sorry?
Uh, so for monitoring, we use Splunk, as you said, Splunk or ELK.
Correct.
Yeah, but during the advantages of Spring Boot, I heard that actuators also do the same.
Actuators are to manage the applications, are not to monitor. Actuators used to monitor the application, not to monitor logs of the application. Log monitoring is different, application monitoring is different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. I think the actuator only will give the input to the ELK, right? Based upon actuator only from.
No, sir. That is different.
Okay.
Actuator is giving the means how
Actuator
many
will give
means
you the
health
metrics
of the
of the
application.
sir. That means how many classes are loaded, how many URL patterns available in the application, what is the health of the application. That will be given by the actuator. Actuators and logging, there is no relation. But using actuator in the runtime, you can change the log level of the application without restarting the application. Actuator is used to monitor and manage the application. Splunk is used to monitor the logs of the application. Log monitoring is different. Application monitoring is different.
So with the help of actuator, we can define the tracing and observability, something, right? Not logging.
Yes.
Okay, tracing and observability. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
We have seen the SLF4G theory part. We are not going to see the practical.
Practicals we already implemented, right? Whatever we implemented, that is with SLF4G only. How we implemented logging in the project?
Yes, sir.
Whatever the logging we have implemented, that is with the SLF4J only. No?
I mean, the question is like how to switch from log4j to log back and
Log
log.
XML dependency you need to add, sir.
Okay.
Sir, do we have separate sessions for Linux and AWS which people join?
Yes, sir. We do have them. We will plan after this weekend. We will plan those sessions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
How to do application monitoring, sir?
Application monitoring by using actuators, you can do that, sir. When we create the web application, I will show you. how to monitor by using actuators.
Yeah, hello Ashok sir. No
Yeah,
need to
hi.
join AWS cloud sir for real-time project.
Yes, sir. I will update the timing and details of that, sir. When that AWS is going to start.
No. Separately, we don't. No need to join for AWS cloud.
No need to join, sir. For JRTP people, Linux basics and AWS basics are included in the syllabus. I will tell you from when that classes are going to start.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Yeah, hi.
Sir, by the course completion, I think we'll be learning all the tools, right?
Correct, sir. Now, because some tools we need to learn along with the project, sir. So that's
Yes,
why,
sir.
suppose for example, JUnit. Without project, I can't teach you JUnit. Kafka, Redis. Without
Okay,
project,
sir.
I can't teach. So some
So my
basic tools we
question-
have learned. So the remaining tools we are going to learn during the course. By end of the course, we will cover all the tools.
Yes, sir. My question is, sir, how to remember all the tools simultaneously? So
Practice.
So
If you
only
do the
practice.
practice, then you will remember, sir.
Okay, sir. So I think it will be very difficult.
Not difficult. थोड़ा practice करना पड़ेगा.
So in
Okay.
major project, we are going to see all the tools, how to apply and what.
Sorry.
In the major project which we are going to see in the future, in it we are going to see how all the tools are applied and how can to do it.
Yes, sir. In the future, we are going to see in the project how these tools will be applied, how we will use this in the future classes. Now, we are going to develop the mini projects and major project, right? As part of that, you are going to see how to use all these tools and how to work with all these tools.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sure. One thing, I think for mini project and the major one, do you cover the DB concepts like how to design the database?
Yes, sir. Database design, right? Without database, how we will start the project?
Yeah, okay. So design and some concepts like the mapping, one-to-one mapping, one-to-many.
Correct.
Okay, you will cover, right?
Yes, I will explain the DB design part.
Yeah,
So
okay.
for the projects part, is it gonna be in like teams, sir, or how would it work?
Mini projects we will develop individually, sir. Everybody has to develop that project.
Okay.
Major project we will divide the work.
Okay.
I will do something, you have to do something.
Okay. I mean, because it's 130 people or something, right? Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
just not sure how will it be like, like the same project will be developed by multiple people, like 100
Yes.
projects or something like that, or will it be just one project, everybody is working on the same repository or something?
We will plan that accordingly.
Okay.
Sir, while starting any project, so what the things are
I
we
will
have?
take care of that. Forget about that. So when I am going to start the project, I will tell you how to get the requirement, how to analyze the requirement. I will tell you everything. So first focus on the tools. So by tomorrow we'll complete the JMeter. Then I will give the introduction for mini projects, what you need to do, what I have to do, what are the challenges we are going to face. Everything we will discuss.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you guys. So with this, I'm stopping for today. Have a great day. We'll meet again in the tomorrow session. Spring Boot people, we have both offline and online classes today. Thank you.